What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's doing well, and wow, what an interesting day we've had, to say the least. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. I guess both of our PD arrays that I marked out got traded to, but if you watched yesterday's video, you'll know I wanted to see one of them get traded to. But it's interesting to see how we traded down into the discount and then went right to the exact premium. So it's interesting, like, you can clearly see, you know, where the market's going. Understanding how it's going to do it is a whole other story, especially in weeks like these. But yeah, I guess we just get on with it. So here's the implied fair value gap. Oh yeah, and before I continue, don't forget to join the mailing list. The emails are going to start getting sent out from June. I have lots of juicy content, so if you're not on the mailing list, make sure to join. The link is in the description. You definitely want to be on that. I've got some great stuff coming. But other than that, yeah, we have this implied daily fair value gap, and you can see how we traded right up to the 50% level of that. And then if you recall in yesterday's video, I called out this fair value gap on the 4 hour, which we traded through. So yeah, there's a few levels out here that I've got marked out, such as this inversion fair value gap. And now that we traded through it and closed, well, it looks like we're closing above it, I anticipate it for it to provide support. Yeah, it's going to be really difficult. But let's go down to the 4 hour and take a better look at price. I am going to get rid of this just so that we can see price a bit cleaner. And you can see today's delivery. Thursday we came down. There's that 4 hour fair value gap. Volume stayed above, which is quite interesting, showing a level of strength. We wicked right down into this bullish order block. These three consecutive down close candles. Came off of that and traded higher, and then eventually reaching that implied fair value gap, which you can see we're now turning at that midpoint. So quite interesting. You can see we're now coming down towards that 4 hour inversion fair value gap now, because we've closed on the upside above it. So I'm going to be watching this level to see can it provide support for higher prices moving into Friday. So let's go on to the 1 hour, and you'll see I've got my daily dividers, and you'll see how we came down, created the low at 9 AM, and then we traded higher, running right into 2 PM, which is quite interesting. So what am I expecting from here? Well, we didn't reach the south side liquidity pool, which I wanted to see get traded to. It seems like there's clearly a level of strength that is being shown. But moving into tomorrow, first of all, I doubt these highs are going to get targeted on Friday. So I'm going to kind of like, not ignore, but the idea of price going any higher from here is very unlikely to me. And I say that purely because this is an implied fair value gap, right? And the fact that we're respecting this 50% level like that and trading away from it, I now expect this to provide resistance. So if price wants to return back into this range, I want to see it send price lower and start working its way back down into the discount. Let's go to the 15-minute, get a better look at price. You see how we came down, reversed at this level, which I brought our attention to, gapping higher very aggressively. But again, as we move into the next day, I like to think that this level, this inversion gap implied fair value gap can provide resistance for price to send it down into some kind of discount. Now there is a gap down here that price may want to reach for, but because of how messy it is, honestly guys, at this point I'd rather just wait till next week to even think about trading and such. We do have high impact news as well tomorrow, 8:30 classic. We have durable goods month on month, so I am expecting some kind of expansion at that time. If we're still below this implied daily fair value gap and a setup starts forming around 8 AM, I'll happily go short with the expectation to run back down into this range that we've created. We also need to take note of each of the day's lows. For example, we've got a Thursday low here that hasn't been taken out. We've got a Wednesday low here that hasn't been taken out. We've got a Tuesday low here which hasn't been taken out. And we've got that Monday low which I've had my eyes on all week. So we might have one of those Fridays. I forgot what they're called. ICT has a term anyway. One of those Fridays where price just runs the complete range of the week and just heads straight down. That could be a possibility, but because I don't know how those kind of days form, like I don't know the model for it, I'm not really too confident in saying it's going to do that. So for now, I'm just expecting it to stay within this range, this low to this high, and I'm just going to watch price. And like I said, as we get to that 8:30 time, if we're below this and we're seeing continued resistance and price looks like it wants to push on lower, I'm happy to be short with the expectation to run into the discount. But honestly guys, this is really crazy market conditions. It is interesting that we came up though and reached this level, filled in the fair value gap, relative equal highs above here, beautiful. And now you can see how we're coming off of this level, running into the Asia range, which is going to start not too long from now. So yeah, I guess we just gotta wait, get rid of that for now. And yeah, it's interesting now that, like I said, now that both my PDRAs, premium and discount, have been traded to, like, I'm done. Like, I'm not really too concerned about getting in again on the Friday. Like, I'd rather just wait till next week kind of thing. But in terms of discount rates, obviously we have this massive fair value gap down here. I think it's on the 4 hour. It's not on the 4 hour, but we do have fair value gaps down here. So we have this gap right here in the discount, and then in terms of premium PDRAs, it would be these highs. And that's what I'm saying, I doubt price is going to want to go all the way up there. Don't get me wrong, it can do it, and it would at this point. It really wouldn't surprise me if it did, but ideally I'd want to see I'd like to think that we can stay a little bit more sensible, but that might be a little bit of too much of an ask for dollar right now. So let's go to GBP USD. We'll go to the daily, and you'll see how GBP traded up, just wicking above that 50% level I brought our attention to, and then traded lower and taken out that Tuesday low, which finally got grabbed. So I'm gonna just get rid of that. You can see there is some kind of resistance that we're witnessing from this 4 hour fair value gap, and I don't know, it's quite interesting. Have we traded into this bullish order block yet? So we traded down into that bullish order block, so we should anticipate, price to come off that in a bullish fashion, because it should act as like a propulsion block. So as we drop down to the lower time frames, maybe we can see. So we came down, traded into that. Remember, that's a daily bullish order block. Remember, price is still staying above that 50% level of this fair value gap. What fair value gap? This one, from this high to this low. I'm watching this midpoint, and you can see our price, yes, we'll dab it into it multiple times, and now, but the fact that we've now traded down into that daily bullish order block, I then expect price to trade on higher, which is supportive of dollar, turning around at this point to potentially trade on lower. So that's just something to take into consideration. Let's go down to the 1 hour, and you'll see how price came down, touched that at 2 p.m, which is an interesting time to say the least, and we're just coming off that level now. So again, we do have highs, significant highs. We have the Thursday high and we have the Wednesday high as potential targets if price is going to trade on higher. So I am keeping a close eye on this Sunday opening price. Once we get above it, it should provide us support. And if we go to the 15-minute, let's see, yeah, we've pretty much got relative equal highs off here. So I would like to see price trade on higher. But this is all assuming that dollar continues to show this weakness and starts to dig deeper down. So if we keep seeing weakness on dollar, I know this sounds obvious, but if we keep seeing, if price is staying away from this implied fair value gap and we're seeing more cutthroat price action as we're cutting lower, I'm happy to be expecting longs on pound and potential run up for that Thursday high with a potential reach for that Wednesday high. But again, this is assuming we have one of those Fridays where price just keeps running and running and running. And like I said, I don't know how those kind of days form, those kind of Fridays form more specifically. So I don't want to like, suggest it's going to happen, if you understand what I mean. But yeah, not a very clear price action today, guys, at all. But yeah, let's go down to the daily, just to finish up. We finally filled in that fair value gap, just as anticipated, closed that, came off it. We traded into a very high premium, reaching back into these wicks, came off of that. So now again, there's another implied gap right here. Now, the fact that we've filled a discount PDRA, what discount PDRA? This daily fair value gap, we've filled it with the wick. We should now technically be looking for some kind of premium PDRA, and the next one is going to be this implied fair value gap. So it'll be interesting to see if price can go and try and fill this range, and as we drop down to lower time frames, we may be able to get a better look. So let's go to the 4 hour, and you'll see how we filled that fair value gap, and again, volume is respecting this, so that's something to consider. What I'm going to draw out though is the midpoint, consequent encroachment, extend the lines right. Now, as far as I'm concerned, if we are bullish, price should respect this level. This is the lowest I want to see euro trade if we're to this is the very lowest I want to see euro trade if we are to remain bullish and trade up into this range I was just talking about. If this gets violated, I'm expecting lower prices, and at that point dollar will likely be trading on higher into these highs, and euro can start thinking about reaching for this fair value gap down here. But if we stay above it and price respects it, I'm happy to be long and expect this range to get filled. So let's go to the 1 hour. You can see I've got my daily dividers traded higher, running out stops right here, failing to take out these highs. Again, we're engineering liquidity, beautiful liquidity up here. It's just a matter of figuring out when we're going to reverse, or if we have already. This is that daily range I was talking about from the implied fair value gap, and this is that level I don't want to see price go back below. So let's go to the 15. This doesn't mean go long now, by the way, because we still got the whole Asia range plus London to sit through, so don't be stupid about it, guys. We only trade in the kill zones. But let's go to the 15 minute, and you'll see our price trading on higher, taking out these highs, and you'll see there's a bullish order block sitting right on that midpoint. So this, I'm looking at this to provide support. Price shouldn't want to violate this order block. This should be like a defense to keep price pressing on higher, running into all this range. And again, we have a nice premium fair value gap up there if that's what we want to do. But honestly, guys, from the bottom of my heart, I really don't know. We just gotta wait and adjust accordingly. Obviously, if I drop a trade execution video tomorrow, you'll know that I got in on the move or whatever. So I'll see. But like I said, conditions like these, I'm really not trying to do the most. But again, another reason I'd like to see high prices is look, we've taken out stops below here. Sell stops have been grabbed. Now trading out of that, we should find continued support. Now where do we want to go? Premium PDA right here, and obviously this massive gap up here. Assuming dollar does want to continue trading lower, what is dollar taken out? We've taken out that Wednesday high. So now we need to look for some kind of discount PD array, so such as this range that we have down here. So that's how I'm looking at price right now. We're clearly very consolidated. Not very consolidated. We have been moving higher all week. And that's again another reason I'd like to see everyone that's went long, I'd like to see them get absolutely destroyed. Because I can imagine there's a lot of retail expecting prices keep pressing on higher. And don't get me wrong, it can. But if we have one of those Fridays, we will know about it. So make sure to join the Discord though. I will be active in there, and if we have one of those Fridays, I will be talking and discussing it. And yeah, make sure to join the Discord. The link is in the description. Join the mailing list. Again, June, we have some great stuff coming your way. And yeah, smash subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment, and I'll catch you guys on Sunday. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Peace.